Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys today? I'm so glad to have you back at my channel. I am here to bring you a really cute Christmas card with the Peaceful Deer stamp set. This is the card we're going to be making today, and as you can see, it has a beautiful ribbon on it. But one of the coolest things about it is this Merry Christmas at the bottom is actually on the inside of the card. You can't see it until you open it, but it is a wow when you open it. It also has this gorgeous gold metallic specialty paper. It comes in a 6x6 piece like this, and it comes in rose gold and regular gold. So these are awesome. They are in the annual catalog, and you can buy them on my store. If you go to my blog, inkyhandswarmhearts.com, click shop with me, and when you click that shop with me link, it will take you right to my store, and you can type in gold specialty paper. This will pop up. I believe it's like $5. It's a really good value, and I highly recommend getting it. It's beautiful. So we are also going to be using these gold holly leaves. Let me show you those. Aren't they pretty? So we're going to make this kind of a gold little card. We're going to add these really fun red rhinestones. They're tiny, but they are adorable. So I'm going to move these out of the way slightly to make room. We're also using this Stampin' Cut and embossing folder called Parisian Flourish, and it is super fancy. It is what is doing this gorgeous background right here on that strip of paper. So we're going to use that as well. We're using real red for our ink. So let's move everything out of the way and get started. The Peaceful Deer is part of a bundle, and it comes with the stamp set and this punch for $36. You can also get that at my store. And it's located in the mini catalog for the holidays. It's on page 26, and this is what it looks like. If you want the stamp set by itself without the punch, it's $22. Let's go ahead and start the process. I'm going to move these guys out of the way. And I'm first going to start with a piece of white, which is our backing. And our white piece is 8.5 by 5.5. We're going to go ahead and fold it in half and score it. So I'm going to join the ends together using my bone folder, just like that. So that's my half sheet. Now the trick here is I'm going to go ahead and cut this piece off, and I'm going to show you with my ruler that it is a 1-inch piece. Here's my 1-inch part of my ruler. You can kind of see the one on the gold there. So when I bring it to the end, 1 inch has been cut off. So I'm just going to use a mini guillotine cutter that I have. You can get these on Amazon if you want one. If not, just any paper trimmer. You just want to cut 1 inch off the top part. So I'm going to bring it right to the 1-inch mark, line that up, and go ahead and chop that off. I can use this for another project down the road. That's going to give me that gap right there so that I have the inside of the card showing on the outside. All right, let's move to the next step. Let's go ahead and this lovely piece with the Parisian embossing folder. It's called Parisian Flourishes, and it is so pretty. Isn't that beautiful? So we're going to need our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for this part. So I'm going to move everything out of the way. We need the big one because this is our large folder. And we're going to need a strip of cardstock. So this strip is 2 inches by 5 1/8, I think, or 5 1/8, I think, or 5 1/4, I'm sorry. So we're going to go ahead and find the part of the folder that we want to use, the part that we like the best. I'm going to use this middle piece because I just think it's so pretty, and it is symmetrical. So if you lay it right in the middle, right in the same part on both sides, you will have a symmetrical piece that is cut out of here. So we're going to use that. So we're going to need our number 4 plate, and we're also going to need our platform, which is number 1. And on our platform, it tells us what plates we need. So this is a 3D embossing folder. So we're going to need number 1 and number 4, which is what I have right here. And this little guy is going to get sandwiched in between them. So let's go ahead and bring the machine in. It's kind of big, but it does a great job. So we're putting our 1 with our sandwich, our 4 on top, and we're going to go ahead and crank that through. Just like that. I'm going to move number 4 out of the way. I'm going to bring the plate out of camera for a moment. And once I move the machine out of the way, I will show you that, open it up so that you can see how really pretty it is. So let's go ahead and move that there. Here is my paper. So when I open this up, it's stuck to the top. But there is that beautiful embossed piece. I just think that since the card has all these gold touches, to have this beautiful Parisian Flourishes 3D folder just adds a little bit more elegance to our card. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab a strip of this gold paper, and we're going to attach it to this bottom section. So I'm going to use this seal adhesive, and I'm just basically running it right along the edge like so. And I'm going to stick this gold layer right to it. I'm actually going to open it up so that I can make sure that I'm actually butted to the end, because that white on white sometimes can fool your eye. Once I've done that, I'm going to flip this over and trim that excess off of there. Okay, so we have that beautiful gold piece at the bottom. Use my bone folder again to crease that really well. Now this piece is going to get butted up right to it. I don't know why it's so small. I don't know if I cut this paper too big. Let me measure. Let's see. No, it's 5.5 inches. I think maybe my piece, I cut my piece too small. Let's grab a scrap. I'm gonna do that again because obviously, right, we want it to be the right size. I apologize, but it won't take but a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a scrap that's 5.5 inches and go ahead and place it through. I'll trim it off camera and then I will bring it right up to you guys. So give me just a second. And we'll run it through that machine real fast. I don't know, I must have just not paid attention when I was cutting that piece, but that's okay. We'll fix it. So we're going to do, remember, we're going to put it back into that folder right in the middle here. Just line that up so it's really pretty. That looks awesome. Close that, put it in. Put the gray, which is number 4, on top. Crank that through. I apologize. I should have caught that. I don't know what I was thinking, but anyway, no worries. This is a fairly quick card anyway, so it's not going to be too much trouble to go through that. So here we go. This is the right size now. Again, I apologize. All right, so now we're gonna lay this piece perfect right across, and it is gonna be the right size that we wanted. So let's go ahead and use our wet adhesive. Whenever I have a piece that has these ridges in it that has been embossed with a plate that has bumps, I always like to use a wet adhesive. It seems to seep into all the nooks and crannies. and really hold well. So I'm gonna butt that right up to this gold piece. Make sure that it glues down very well. Pressing down, and I'm gonna trim any excess off with my scissor, just like I did with the gold. Okay. All right, so there is that part. Now, let's go ahead and do our stamping so that it can dry. We're gonna use the Merry Christmas, and we're gonna use our Real Red ink. We're gonna stamp that right here at the bottom of our card. And then on the inside, it says sending love and peace this season. So I'm gonna grab that, and I'm gonna go ahead and open my card up right here in the middle, sending love and peace this season. And we can go ahead and close that, put that off to the side. Let's go ahead and clean our stamps so we don't have a mess of red everywhere. Let me close this, because I love making messes. And whenever I'm using a white card, I always get nervous that I'm gonna get red all over everything. That's why I tend to clean up after myself as I go along, so that I don't make messes on my cards, because it's so easy to do, especially when you have a card that is cored in white. All right, let's go ahead and punch out our reindeer. This is another piece of that gold paper. And so I'm just gonna stick this in from this side here, and I'm gonna grab the deer itself, just like that. We're gonna do the antlers. I already have them from another project, so there they are. And we're done with the punch for right now. Now I'm gonna hold these, the little nubs that are there, I'm gonna point them out. They're right there and right there. Those go to the inner section, so that gets glued to the inside. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of adhesive on the back of my reindeer right here in between the ears. If I can get it to come out. There we go. You don't need much, and you guys aren't going to be able to see it because the backing is white, but trust me, it's there. I'm going to hold this one first and let it kind of grab to the glue. I'm going to put the other one down. And I'm pretending that my deer is white, right? But when I flip it over, the gold is what we're gonna see. I'm gonna use the point of my scissor to really push that paper into that glue. When I pick it up, I'm just gonna separate those little nubs slightly. And there is my reindeer. I'm gonna set him off to the side. While we're waiting for him to dry, we're gonna go ahead and do the holly leaves after we attach our ribbon. So this is a really long piece of ribbon. You want it big enough that it works its way around your card like this. And once you're done tying it, you can wiggle it around to where you need it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tie it first. I'm gonna sort of put it where I want it to live, but if it doesn't stay there, that's okay. I'm gonna give it a knot, and that way it won't move on me when I go to tie the bow part. So I'm just gonna go ahead and knot it. I'm just gonna make sure that the two ends are semi-even, which they are. I've been kind of generous with my ribbon, so I have plenty of room. I'm gonna put it through there and give it a little knot. Once it's secured in that knot, then it's not gonna move around on me, right? So I can now tie my pretty bow. So we'll loop it and bring that around, bring it through, and you're gonna pull it. See how messy it is at first? You just have to adjust by pulling these ends. When you're happy with the size of the loops, you're gonna tug and pull, and don't worry that your ribbon doesn't lay where you want it to. I'm gonna slide it slightly this way. I like that it's angled, but I'm gonna pull this one a little bit smaller. That loop is too big. Now see how it's twisting on me? That's okay. I'm gonna move my ribbon up so it's right on the edge of that gold, like so. And then I'll show you a trick. If you take glue dots, let's grab one, here's that one. I'm gonna use my take your pick tool and I'm just gonna ball it up, okay? And I'm gonna use that and I am gonna turn my ribbon and I'm gonna put it back here right on the edge of that gold where it meets the white and right where the knot is. When I push that ribbon onto that knot, it will stay in place, just like so. Now I'm gonna puff up my little pieces and we're gonna trim these edges. I'm gonna use my ribbon cutting scissors, so those have a little dangler on them. That's how I know they're for ribbon. I'm gonna trim this one like that. So there's my bow. And let's go ahead and start with our holly leaves. All right, so I'm gonna use some mini dimensionals. I want them to have a little bit of lift to them. So I'm gonna grab 2 large holly leaves. There's 2 sizes in here. Here's the small one, see? And the big one. I want 2 big ones, so let's put this little one back. I'm gonna grab another big one and we'll close that. And I'm gonna put a mini dimensional. I'm gonna flip them over and I'm gonna put a mini dimensional on the middle like that, and we'll use our take your pick tool, take the backs off. All right. And we're gonna go ahead and put those down right here, kind of off to the side, near the bow, but not underneath it. We're just gonna join those points together. And then let's go ahead and grab our reindeer. We're gonna flip him over and put some mini dimensionals on the back of him so that he has some good little stickum. And we'll use our take your pick tool and pull those off. And then we are going to stick him onto our card, covering a little bit of that ribbon with his little hoof and having him kind of prancing right there. Now let's go ahead and grab our red rhinestones. I'm going to pull them out of the package. I'm going to put one on his nose. So we'll make him Rudolph. Okay, and then I'm going to put 3 like they are berries. So we're going to put 1 on each point here, covering those points, and then we'll put 1 down to form like a little upside down triangle of berries, just like that. So that is our card. I hope that you like it. I think it turned out really well. I'm quite pleased with it. Besides the little mishap with the length of my paper, other than that, right, we did all right. So there we go. The outside is actually the inside. And I hope that you enjoyed this project. I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. I'm kind of new to YouTube, although I've been blogging for way over a year. I do blog every single day. So since I'm new to YouTube, if you wouldn't mind helping me out, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and ask your friends to subscribe too. When you subscribe, you're going to be getting notifications, and they will let you know when I post new videos. Check out my blog also. The link is in the description below. It's also right here. And when you go to my blog, you can access PDFs and measurements and lots more fun projects. I do gifts every month for people who order from me. So check out my blog. Leave me some comments there or here. I'd be happy to respond to any questions or comments that you have. And thank you again for watching. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Have an awesome, awesome day and happy stamping.